Konnichiwa everyone, it's Dan from JaDan.co.uk and it's end of February. Cheers for finding my video everyone, I appreciate that. It's end of February, so that means one thing. It's time for another monthly update video. If you're new around here and don't know what that is, there's a playlist somewhere and there's loads more. There's about 33 or something, I don't know, there's a load of them. Go and look at them if you want. Basically every month I make a little video talking about what I did this month. So when I'm old and senile and that, which will probably be next year, I'll be able to look back, fond memories, and be like, oh, I remember what I did in that month. That's basically the point. Chronicling my life adventure in Japan, I guess. Anyway, usually at this point I do some clever editing. I'm like, let's rewind to the beginning of the month and there'll be a video I recorded earlier in the month. But nah, not this month because I've been busy. Honestly, February has been the hardest month I've had since I come to Japan. For a number of reasons, which I'm going to bitch about now. So if you're looking for a positive video, probably not this one. To be honest, go look at a different thing. Anyway, so, bit of background. Last summer I moved to Sakai City, Erichan, and I became an ALT with a dispatch company on a 9-month contract. That contract's due to expire on the 15th of March. So, January came and went, still not heard out from company about what's going on. So I was like, hang on, they might not renew me here. If they don't renew me, my visa's knackered because I need to get another job. So I hit job hunting hard in January. And basically I applied for almost every job I could find that were, you know, full-time or would help keep me visa and that. So that was stressful, if I'm honest. Like, not knowing what's coming next. I'm a kind of person that I need to know what's coming up. I can't just be like free and easy, like, oh, it'll work out. My brain don't work that way. I need to know what's going on. So in January I went for a couple of interviews, and in the back of my mind I was like, yeah, it'll be alright, it'll work out. January finished. As I said in last one, I said like, oh, I'm keeping my options open and that. Well, things progressed from that point. So come beginning of February, still not heard out. Alright then, so went full on job hunting. I think in total, in January and February I went to 12 or 13 interviews for various jobs and a couple more online. Just really going for everything, you know, kindergarten teacher or, you know, whatever were there on Gaijin Pot or Die Job or whatever job websites are about. So every day I was like working it day, coming, not even going home, just going straight to Osaka for an interview and getting home 9, 10 o'clock, up again 5 AM next morning, crack on, and just doing that every day. So I think probably I went for a few more interviews when I think about it, but almost every single day I had at least one interview. Sometimes I had 2 interviews that go from one to other for various jobs, and just weren't hearing out back at all, just nothing, just radio silence, which were even more distressing, to be honest with you. Just like, what am I doing wrong? Was it me? Like, it turns out a lot of what's happening is people are waiting for contracts. In Japan, this thing happens where on 1st of April, it's not just start a new financial year, it's start everything ever year. Like, everything starts at this time. Everyone moves house and changes company and stuff on this day. So everyone's busy, man. Everyone's got stuff to do. Everyone's like hustling to try and find something, so it's busy. So in the middle of all this, I'm trying to find another job. And then I heard back from my company. They were like, good news, Dan. We've offered you a position in Akashi. You know, where I used to live. Where I left to move here for this job. It's only a 2.5 hour commute at my own pocket for less money and no insurance. Buzzing. So, in the back of my mind all the time, I'm like, it'll be alright, they'll offer me a new contract and it'll be fine. Yeah, they offered me a new contract when I couldn't take. So, suddenly I was like, well, my only option on the table at the minute to stay in Japan is to travel 2.5 hours a day to where I used to live at my own pocket for less money and no insurance. So that was stressful. So I was like, right, now I apply for everything part-time. you know, teaching 2-year-old babies how to say a, I, U, E, O or something. I don't know. I would just like, you know that expression, throwing enough, what is it? Throwing enough shit at a wall and somewhere it'll stick. That's basically what I was doing. And I had a lot more interviews, to be honest. I was just cracking on with interviews and stuff like that. And I got a couple of offers on the table. So yeah, one that were really good money, a couple of part-time jobs, and but eventually, my company I was with before, I told them, yeah, I don't want this Akashi position. And they were like, alright then, we'll renew you in Osaka for the same money you're on now. I'm like, safe, I'll accept that, because I'm just sick of this job hunting, to be honest with you. It's close enough, it's same money, I'm happy with that. I get to keep being an ALT, because I like being an ALT. It were annoying, I had to go through a month and a half for a lot of stress, when you just turn around and give me a better job anyway. But probably not their fault, probably somebody else declined that position and it just happened to be right time. But that was horrible, to be honest. Just so stressful, like every day. Sat checking my email and searching for jobs every day. Of course, still working every day, like doing my best at school. And of course, I had no money either, because January is a short month. January is like half money, because I didn't work in December and stuff. So I got no money, and all money I had went to go into interviews. So it was just stressful, you know. January sucks anyway, like, and February is not much better. It's cold, it's miserable. And it was just one of them things, like, they weren't nice. And I mean, I kept trying to make videos and that and stuff, but honestly, all my free time went to that. So that's why there's no cutaways to like, oh, this week I did this thing. Because honestly, this month I've done nothing. I've basically worked, took interviews, and slept. And couldn't really sleep because I was stressed fuck. And it weren't fun, to be honest. But the thing to take away from this is that now I've got a job for next year. I'm sorted. My visa's not in jeopardy anymore. I've actually ended up picking up an extra Saturday job for good money. So I'm going to have a bit more money next year. More work, but more money. And more money, more problems, innit? So we'll see how that goes. Shout out to a couple of people. Erichan's been fucking awesome with me this month. She's, I mean, like, you know, when you're together and that, you're supposed to support each other. But she's been really good with me this month. She's put up with all my shit and been super positive, even though I'm a negative person when I'm down. I mean, she said afterwards, like, thank God, because I was worried as all. But, you know, she were good with me with that. My mum and that back home, she were rooting for me and that were cool. A couple of people on Twitter reached out to me with jobs and just general goodwill, especially at Craig Hoffman 11. Yeah, he went out of his way to look for jobs that I might be good for and send them me, so that were nice. And it's kind of fun, like, to see other people helping you out, because that's not something most people do. So yeah, big up, that were good. Anyway, slightly more positive news. What else did I do this month? I met Slot One Gamer. Slot One Gamer is a Patreon of mine and been on the Twitters and Instagram and stuff for a while. And he was in Osaka, and he sent me a message a couple of weeks ago like, oh, come and hang out and we'll just hang out. So the one day here that I could hang out with him was the one day I didn't have an interview. So that worked out. I went to Osaka after work, and yeah, could hang out with him and his missus. That were cool. Just walked around, you know, went and had a look at Glico Man and ate some okonomiyaki and that kind of stuff. And it was just nice to have a break from everything. He was an awesome guy. Like, his missus is awesome too. Had a good laugh. It was nice. It's always nice to meet people when they come here. Especially like internet people. I don't usually meet internet people so much. I mean, I'm not against it. It just don't really happen. But yeah, he were awesome, and his missus were awesome. So yeah, that were a nice break. Of course, I made a 1-second video thing, because I always do that. That's just part of my daily routine now. So you can have a look at me, well, 28 days, I guess it is, 28-second video for this month. Here you go. Look at his chin. Boy. So there you go. It was wonderful, weren't it? I thought so. So this month, honestly, it's just been a write-off. and nothing interesting particularly happened, but you know. If you know, you know. And I don't know what I'm talking about in these videos half the time. I rarely get in front of a camera and just talk. I usually at least write bullet points down or something. Because I always think, who's just going to want to listen to you ramble on about nothing for 10 minutes or whatever it is I'm on there. But, I don't know. I felt like doing that today. So, yeah. You know, usually I do all... Oh, I should give a shout out to patrons actually, because I need to do that. I've got my phone, let me look at my little list. Because you guys always support me, like, and I really, really appreciate that. Let me see, here we go, Patreon roll call. Arcane Mastery, Kyle P. McQueen, Lee Hobson, Regan, Sid Leigh, Rottenfusser, Dan Lloyd, Rikki Bedford, Slot 1 Gamer, Lubo Loach, Pulsipher, and Mitch Warburton. So yeah, cheers for that. If you want to become a patron, JaDanFam and all that ting, patreon.com/JaDanDanDan. Also we've got Discord, so that's a thing, links in the description for that if you want to go check that out. I don't think I've got all else to say, so yeah, we'll just wrap it up. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, do me a favour, hit that subscribe button, bang a thumbs up on this video, because that's what cool kids do. Also check out Discord, links in description, and big up the JaDanFam on Patreon, patreon.com/JaDanDanDan. But, as always, until next time, Jamata!